Alrighty, hello and welcome to episode 16 of the Outside the Numbers podcast. I'm Shelby Allen,
I'm Ethan Manjuri.
and we're less than a month from the beginning of this great 2023 NFL season. The preseason is kicked off. HBO, their Hard Knocks program is kicked off. We're in the thick of it. Any thoughts from? I'll just jump right in. Any thoughts from the Saints preseason game?
Yeah, I was more impressed than I thought I was going to be. And I think we're like full head steam into the whole irrational excitement
Yep.
deal. Because I feel like that's just kind of the Saints fan way. Because, things are just really looking up. The first drive with the first team went really well, marched right down the field, touchdown. Didn't seem to be too much of a struggle. Kamara only got suspended for 3 games instead of 6+ that we were expecting. Michael Thomas is back and still back so far, so that's looking good.
This is his. You realize that this is his this is his time. This is when he lights it up. Is here through roughly September 30th. Is like his prime every year. So
right.
So it's exciting to see I'm here to bring you back down to earth a little bit. I do feel the same way. I watched the Cowboys game, did the exact same thing. Before, I guess, not jumping straight to Cowboys, I didn't watch the Saints game, but I did pull up the stat line and saw that it was just like Derek Carr, like 7 of 8, 70 yards and a touchdown. And I was like, okay, that was a good looking first drive. What was do you know what the score was to open it up?
It's Keith Kirkwood. He's more of just a camp body.
Okay.
I think he made the team like 1 year before, but quickly was put back on the practice squad. So, yeah, one of those guys. He's pretty reliable though, as if you need him to come in as a fourth, or like last year when we were completely depleted, he was getting some time. So I
was quietly hoping that it would just be like Jimmy Graham or something, like Michael Thomas, but yeah,
he did get a first down reception though. Jimmy Graham did.
Oh, and good stuff. Okay.
Stadium went crazy when his name went out of the PA speakers. So
that is one of the crazier storylines. That is it's like, because I remember Jason Witten like retired 2017 and then just like randomly came back 2018, or it was 18 and 19, one of those. But this was like am I crazy, or was it like a 2-year break?
See that? Yeah, I think it feels like it was 2 years.
Seattle.
Yeah,
like it feels like a while ago. But I think if you had like polled people on the last thing that they expected to happen right before the season, just the Saints re-signing Jimmy Graham has got to be up there.
I thought I misread the headline when I first saw it, because I thought it was going to be like one of those 1-day contracts, so he's retiring. And I was like, wait, a year? That means he's going to be playing.
What? In theory. I don't know why they would sign him and then cut him. I don't know why. That's just crazy. Desperation. So, when was the last time y'all's had a starting tight end that wasn't 38? Because didn't you go from like Mercedes Lewis now to Justin to Jimmy Graham? Like it's just a weird obsession with
Ben Watson,
really old tight ends. Yeah.
Juwan Johnson he's in year 3 now, I think, and he's been kind of the number one. We just haven't been using tight ends a whole lot the past 2 years or so. But yeah, he's another guy that shows out really well in preseason and in training camp, and then once regular season hits, he's like gets stuffed. So
right. Yeah, a lot of those guys. And I'll segue off that into the Cowboys preseason game, because I'm trying to fight all levels of excitement about Deuce Vaughn, the 5'6" absolute menace.
Right. Dude, it looks hilarious.
It looks so funny, dude. Those shots of him in the huddle.
Yeah.
It looks like somebody's like brought their kid into the huddle just like for fun.
Like bring your kid to work day, NFL version. Which is incredibly dangerous.
And the fact that he looks like good. Aside from the visual, just like shock, he looks like an NFL player. He's making people miss. He's making the right decisions at the line, finding the hole. Like, I don't know why I didn't think that would be possible, because we've seen like Darren Sproles and Danny Woodhead and some real like short running backs, but I don't know, man. I didn't expect it to go as well as it did.
But at least like Darren Sproles and them, they looked stockier than he does. He just looks tiny.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird, but if he's doing well, there was a kid. There was a kid in high school that we played with that was like barely over 5 feet, and was just moving like a joystick. It's like you can't touch him. So
Barely over 5 feet is crazy.
no, I'm serious. It
That
was
is wild.
yeah.
Hey,
I
yeah, it's
mean,
all about spirit, hard hitting.
right.
If you
Yeah.
can handle it, I'm very curious to see. And we're approaching like fantasy draft season. I'm very curious to see if he is like the last pick on a lot of people's leagues. It's just like the off chance that he does something, you want to have him around,
Yeah.
or reality will catch up and he'll get cut or something. But I don't know. He
Yeah.
looked really impressive. Trevor Lawrence, the Jaguars started Trevor Lawrence. He immediately threw an interception.
Yeah.
So that's
Pretty cool.
that feels
Pretty cool.
good.
It does.
So you can say first team against first team. There's something there. But I won't go too crazy. I won't go too crazy on the Cowboys. I'll bring us into a little bit of news. Okay, sorry, still Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott signs with the Patriots after a very long offseason without really any offers or prospects. I hate it, and you know that. I
Yeah.
hate it so much. I don't know. I really was holding out on the idea that we would pick him up at the last minute and he would be the number 2 running back and everything would be okay and it would be 2016 again and Dak Prescott would throw less than 10 interceptions and that was all happening in my head and this for some reason it just seems to all go away. Yeah, what do you? I don't know. Do you think he still has anything left?
Oh, I don't know. I don't,
Yeah,
and it seems like New England is just not somewhere where you go in recent history to further your career.
yeah, not ring chasing exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Think Cam Newton.
Yep. Yep.
You know.
And those poor Tennessee tight ends that they signed
Yeah.
those guys to like massive deals. Brady left and they're like, oh no, yeah, we're good. We don't need a quarterback. We just need a tight end. That's the missing piece, and gave away a ton of money and yeah, no,
Here they are. Yeah.
nothing great coming out of New England. I'll watch,
Yeah.
Obviously,
But it doesn't look exciting for your boy Zeke.
no. Maybe a little bit of protection for Mac Jones at the very least.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
much else. I think a lot of people would agree, and I think I'll admit the better of those 2 top tier unsigned running backs, and not to say top tier running backs, top tier unsigned. Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets after a bunch of rumors
Yeah.
in the last couple weeks. This feels like it could be like an actual huge impact.
Oh yeah, Dalvin Cook going in there. That's because he's another offensive veteran leader with stats to back it up. Going in there with Aaron Rodgers, it's gonna be fun to watch. It could completely change this program around, like completely. And it because when you have the tandem quarterback, running back, or quarterback wide receiver star players on your offense, it makes it more fun to watch. You get the swag with the whole team. Everybody starts feeling good, playing good. And that's when teams do well.
Are you bringing this back to? This feels like you're bringing this back to early Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram, like tag team.
Oh well, that was especially. I mean, when you have 2, we had 2
I think
running
of that
backs
locker
and the
room
quarterback.
just on top of the world. Those press conferences, like everything's clicking.
Yeah, 2018.
One of the great teams.
That was kind of wild. Not exactly what I was thinking, but I'm glad you brought it up because it is true.
Well, and like Breece Hall, right? He's out at the moment, and we don't know how much of the season that will be. But I mean, what a crazy one! It's so funny. We were talking last episode about like no matter where he signs, you're gonna be like, what a 1-2, in the running back room. Now it's just like, yeah, no, exactly. That is a crazy running back room to go along with the offensive rookie of the year at wide receiver and obviously a Hall of Famer at quarterback. They are looking crazy. Their O-line is maybe the only position group on the entire team that isn't like S tier. So I'm concerned. I'm worried.
I mean, they've had coaching changes as well. So see how well they coach up their offensive line once they get everybody in the same building, going through reps. As they figure out who their first team is and the season gets going, this could get really, really interesting.
And of course, I only know this because I've been watching Hard Knocks, but like they blew out the Panthers 27-0. I mean, they just walked all over them. It's the preseason.
Yeah,
nobody's going crazy, but defensive end Will McDonald, rookie, just looked absolutely insane.
monster.
Was putting some swims on people and just like it's so funny the style of defensive end that's just like because I have yet to see one that is like legendary that looks like so lanky. Like you picture a
Yeah,
defensive end as
yeah,
just this like tank of a dude that's
right.
going to muscle his way through, but they're showing these slow motion shots of Will McDonald coming around the edge, and it's literally just like his head and shoulder are totally below the armpit of the tackle, and he's just like sliding by him effortlessly, and he just never stood a chance. It's
Yeah,
so fun to watch him paired up with Quentin Williams. That defensive line is crazy. I
yeah,
can't wait to see it. Sauce Gardner's in the secondary. Find a problem with this team. I don't make me love Aaron Rodgers. Don't do it. Don't make me cheer for this man.
yeah. I think you can like the team and respect the, what he brings to it without liking him. I feel like.
I can feel it already. He's way too charming, man. It's bad. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh man. Yeah, no, it's worrying. I already find myself rooting for him. Just keep me when you see me starting to lose it. Just
Yeah,
shame me.
I'll keep you in check.
Goodness. Thank you. So Dalvin Cook signs with the Jets, and of course the note there is just like both of those signings are in the AFC East. It's just kind of funny, like Elliott and
Yeah,
Dalvin Cook both signing there, and like coming from a division that also signed Jalen Ramsey and also signed Aaron Rodgers and just signed Von Miller a year ago. Like, what is happening? This whole division is just growing together. The Patriots obviously being at the bottom of that with their like big signing being Ezekiel Elliott, but
yeah,
the talent is flooding to the AFC East. In terms of a little bit of injury news, Zach Taylor confirms that Joe Burrow is several weeks from when I said several weeks. So he's basically just telling the media to stop asking him
yeah,
stupid repetitive questions. I do wish he would give some exact timetable. I know they don't have one, but like we're
yeah.
within a month, so
Right, and it's been longer than I thought it would be already. I mean, I know they brought the card out and everything, but they're being super cautious in preseason. So,
I mean the
but
media has a right to be concerned.
yeah, but it's looking like it could potentially be a bigger deal. And when Browning, is that his name?
Jake
Something
Browning.
Brown.
Yeah.
Jake Browning is who you got to go to as a
That could be your
replacement.
week one starter.
Yeah, to run your offense in replacement of Joseph Burrow. It's just a little depressing.
You want to know what's funny about this too? It genuinely, and this is like kind of unfair to Tampa fans, but I feel like there's a wrong being done here because Baker Mayfield is a perfectly good backup that could have been that could have been signed to back this way. Like he shouldn't be somewhere starting. He should be available
Yeah,
and be able to be
right.
signed as a backup. I mean Jake Browning starting as your second string quarterback behind somebody who you know to be incredible but injury prone feels like a pretty massive error from the Bengals. I don't know, like
Yeah, bit of an
yeah.
oversight there.
And now
Yeah.
it could be. I mean, I'm not sure who they play week one, but you never want to sell your fan base and your season ticket holders on 7 months just chomping at the bit.
No.
Wheel out Jake Browning, and it's tough. So I don't know. Hopefully this isn't. Do you know if I mean this is specific, but do you know if it's like connected at all to the previous injuries he's had? Is it like a totally distinct?
Oh, yeah, I have no idea. I would
Yeah,
assume that it's probably connected because
right.
it seems to be all same area. But
And you start to get a little worried at career
yeah,
longevity and
yeah,
yeah.
because this one was no contact.
I mean, you can't blame him for. You can blame him for having Jake Browning as the backup, but
Yeah,
um,
should have thought about that
can't blame him
because
otherwise for taking it slow.
yeah, because I mean his first knee injury was bad. Like that's a
Whole
hard
season,
one.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard one to come back from and stay back from because it just completely weakens that whole joint. But yeah, so hopefully it's not that big a deal because that's a very fun team to watch, and it won't be a very fun team to watch if Jake Browning is slinging the pigskin.
Yeah, and in that division, you can't fall behind early when when you're
Right.
worrying about Ravens, Steelers, Browns. It's just you
Yeah.
can't let those first couple games slide because it's just the beginning of the season. So yeah, hopefully things come together for the Bengals. But this has been episode 16 of the Outside the Numbers podcast, a little abbreviated episode for you, getting ready for the regular season. I'm Shelby Allen.
I'm Ethan Manjuri.
And we'll be back with y'all next week for some more updates and a little fantasy football talk. So get ready for those drafts. Yeah.
Oh,
All
yeah.
right. See you later.
All right. See y'all.